Greetings out there in YouTube land, and welcome to another edition of Q&A, where I answer and address questions that my YouTube subscribers post. Because I've been a part of the music industry for over 30 plus years, and I know quite a bit about it, and I'm trying to share the information and the knowledge with young folks and people that are interested in getting into the business or just want to learn about their instrument and how to go about learning how to play their instrument. So the first question I'm going to address is this one from MS Kid, and his question reads as this: are there any R&B sites equivalent to the Ultimate.com guitar site? I can find almost any classic rock song. I was there, however, the selection of the R&B songs and artists are lacking. Why isn't this style of music more accessible? That is a very good question, because when I first started to learn how to read music, I ran out to try to find Rick James songbooks, Confunction, and I couldn't find not one Rick James songbook. And not to be confused with the greatest hits compilation garbage that they threw together, because this is how it works, and it's sad because they will set aside a certain budget for white artists and put them out on the road, promote their records and their concert. And they will have a black artist on the roster, and they won't put as much money behind that artist. It's just the truth, and it's sad and it's racist, but it's the truth. Because again, I couldn't find not one Rick James songbook, and like I said, not to be confused with the compilation garbage, because unfortunately, the majority of people that are put in charge of our music and our art don't know that much about it. And I give you a good example. The last time Rick James came to Chicago, when I was living in Chicago, and I was a huge Rick James fan, they had a write-up in the music section about he was coming, and it read, Rick James and the Stone Canyon Band. I repeat, Rick James and the Stone Canyon Band. Most people, black or white, know that the Stone Canyon Band was Ricky Nelson's band. So how did they make that colossal mistake, and how did it get to print? That's because the people that were in charge of promoting them didn't know nothing about Rick James. So it's just sad that there's not a balance. And that's, the answer to that question, that we are low totem pole when it comes to the music industry. We're the last priority. And as far as, again, songbooks, but Frankie Beverly and Maze, which is one of my all-time favorite groups, along with Earth, Wind, and Fire. And unfortunately, there's absolutely not one songbook on them neither. Confunction, none. Just the list goes on. There's absolutely no songbooks. And these are artists that have sold millions of records, or million seller records, and nothing. Because a lot of people don't realize that the majority of the money is in the publishing and the writing. That's where you become extremely wealthy in the music business, not the performing, because as an artist, you get paid for record sales, which is a small percentage, very small percentage. You get the bulk of your money from touring. You might go out for a year and make $100,000, but most likely you live in a lavish lifestyle and you can spend up that $100,000 in less than a year. So now you got to go back out on the road to make another $100,000, as opposed to being a songwriter. You write a hit song, sell millions of copies, and it keeps selling over the years, and you just keep getting paid. You did it once, but you keep getting paid over and over, which is called residual income. So that's why it's really important to try to get into writing and songbook publishing, because Earth, Wind, and Fire was probably one of the few groups that knew the business of the business when they got into the business, because they got just about, if I'm not mistaken, a songbook for just about every album that they put out in the late 60s and 70s. I don't know about the 80s, or it stopped somewhere in the 80s. But, as far as those tab sites, don't waste your time, because the majority of those tabs or songs, chords are wrong. I don't know why, but, they're not even in the right key. If you can find the songbook, you can get it straight from the horse's mouth, because close to about 90% of the songbooks are accurate. I got over 350 songbooks, and I've only found 2 errors. One of them was just plain old typo, and the other one was an error. So that lets you know how accurate these books are. And, instead of trying to go on the internet and take a shortcut and trying to find these chords, Don't waste your time because the majority of that stuff is incorrect. It's not even the right key, and I don't know why did they even put it in a different key. Try to find the songbook or find someone like myself who provide the timing service and will give you the correct chords or something that will work closely to it. Because again, I don't know why they put these tabs out here and they're not correct. They're not even in the right key. And my theory is they do this to throw people off. There's some people on the internet that want to send viruses, and this is another form of it where they sent giving you wrong information, you taking and passing it on to somebody else. So you definitely don't want to go that route. I'm going to probably do a series of these on a daily basis because I can't do real extended long videos because YouTube won't upload them. It take a long time to load them up. So I might do one of these every other day because there's some other questions that I did want to address, but I ran over my time. So I might do another one tomorrow. So on that note, take care. Thanks.